Good morning, and welcome to our fourth session for the year. I hope your week has been good. Mine was a heavy and difficult one. I'm one less tooth, and yeah, but I'm looking forward to today's session. So for today's session, it's a reflection session, and we are going to just go through a bit around reflection. I'll switch off the video for connectivity. We'll just go through the reflection aspect of our planning for the 2025 year. And after that, I'm going to open up for the introductions where we'll introduce ourselves and also be able to share about how the year has been. So as you can see, today we're doing things a bit differently, starting with a bit of a presentation. And then after doing that, then we will speak about the year and how it has been. So this is to assist and also guide us as we have the introductions and also connecting, because the most important aspect of this is for us to be able to connect. So on this reflection session, the question is, how has 2025 been? And today we just want to reflect and assess progress in terms of the goal setting session that we had, reflect on the plans that we've created during the planning session, and also evaluate how the vision board has inspired action. So it's important that we visit what we've covered. And if you haven't watched the goal setting session, I would highly recommend that you go through that, because on that we focus on 6 different areas where we look at our career, our finance, our health, personal development, relationships, and also community. And we also learned how to set SMART goals so that the goals can have a timeline and the goals can easily be planned for. And then in the planning session, it was more of breaking those goals into monthly, weekly, and daily actions, and also aligning priorities with the timelines, where we said, let's start by putting different milestones and also guide ourselves in terms of how are we going to say we have achieved this part of our goals. And on the vision board session, which was last week, it was more of let's explore and share practical tips for using Canva to create vision boards, and also being able to visualize those goals so that we have motivation and clarity. Um, and in terms of reflection, it's a matter of saying, let's assess the progress and the growth. So, one of the things that I would want us to share as we engage and connect today is, what has been your your biggest win so far this year? I know sometimes this question, when it gets thrown, you ask yourself, what quantifies this as a biggest win? Sometimes it's simple things that to other people it might not be something that big, but to you it might be something worth celebrating. And if there are any goals that you've achieved or are in track to achieve, it's also good to share. And in terms of challenges, you can also share about the obstacles that you faced while you're pursuing your goals, and if you have adjusted your plans, and how you have or how you plan to overcome those particular challenges. And in terms of the vision board, those that have managed to do their vision board, you're most welcome to share. And then any adjustments that you've made to your vision board, and how it is motivating you and keeping you focused on your journey. So in the next slide, I just want us to be able to share our reflections, and also be able um, to motivate one another, because like I said, my week has been quite heavy. Yeah, but it will be motivating to share or to also hear some of the successes and challenges that people are encountering in the year, any adjustments that we've made according to our goals. So I would like to open up this floor for engagement, and then we can just introduce ourselves, share how it's going, and then if there's any successes, challenges that we're faced, we're most welcome to unmute and also share. I'll start with you, Advocate Mugibi, and then EP, and then Lina. In that order, we can just introduce ourselves, flex, share what's happening, yeah, any challenges.
Good morning, everyone. As you can see, I'm driving. I'm on the N1. Yeah, a very beautiful year so far. Not much, but what I would like to share is the fact that at this stage, today we are on the 24th of January. One of my goals is to read around 14 books by December. And I can say this is a win in as far as I've been consistent in reading books. Once our schedules get floated, most of the time you find that you lose the track. But so far I can see that I believe that is the motivation that I'm getting from this book. I'm reading every day. However busy I am, I just find that 2 to 3 hours to read. And to me, that small win says I'm going somewhere. So that's what I can share for now. I will not be engaging with you that much. I'll be listening because I'm driving to Benda right now. And maybe I may lose network somewhere there, but I'm just happy that I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Advocate, for sharing. Yeah, reading every day, 2 to 3 hours, that's motivating. My books, they're here, but they think, yeah, something happened to me. But I will definitely go back to them. Thank you for that motivation. EP, how's it going? Let's go to Namibia. Lina, how has the year been? Any successes, challenges? Machachi,
Good morning, ladies.
morning.
I'm Machachi Mutapa. I don't think you guys know me. Should I introduce myself?
Yes, please.
I'm Machachi Mutapa. I am a qualified, certified transformational life coach, NLP practitioner, also a neuroscience coach. And I've got interest in trauma, personal development, as well as wellness in the workplace. And can I just humbly say that I'm also nominated, I'm one of the nominees for the Women of Stature in the health and wellness category, a challenge that I'm really, looking forward to. Thank you. So far, I would say that my wins has been, there are doors that I have in the past been scared to knock at because I just believed that maybe I did not have the right capabilities. But so far this year, I challenged myself to say, you know what, just go and knock on those doors. You never know what happens. And it's amazing the reception that I have been getting so far. And I believe that I will keep the courage up, and it's one thing that I feel has held me back because I would look down upon myself and believe that certain spaces were not for me. So that's a win for me that I've actually taken that step to knock at those doors. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us and also for doing the introduction. We'll hear more from Machachi next week. She is our guest on the 31st. So more time will be allocated to you to take us through these things and also unpacking what a transformational life coach is and also the trauma focus because we've seen the word transformational coach being thrown around in many spaces, but we have no idea. And as people like me, sometimes when you talk about coaching, transformation, therapy, dealing with trauma, it's things that we don't do. We just don't do. And even if you go through a trauma, people will tell you that Black people don't go to therapy. And maybe I must come in as well and just share about how my year has been so far. I did say that this week has been heavy. I don't have another tooth, so I had a toothache one of the evenings, and then I woke up and then I went and I took it out. We had a funeral in the family, and it's just been me avoiding my books and all other things. But so far, it's been good in terms of last week I went to therapy, so I'm going for those sessions. I had a trauma in the past few years, and years later, I'm like, okay, I might not being able to do this because this has happened. Let me go back and unpack. So it's one of those things where I'm like, yo, I know Abantu says this and this, but this is me and my life because 2025 for me, it's a year of being selfish and prioritizing myself. Another win is we've got a savings stokvel where we've just reached 100 members that have joined this morning. So I'm quite excited and I'm looking forward to the year ahead. Ruzani, over to you. How has it been going?
Morning, ladies. Morning, Mara. It's been going pretty well. I won't lie. Last weekend I had the most awful emotional breakdown. I can't tell you where it came from. I think it's fatigue. I just didn't want to get out of bed. Like I was done. I was done. I was thinking of quitting everything, getting out of all of the groups. But then I woke up on Monday and I was like, they don't know me. And as soon as I decided, nah, man, I have to do this. I have to push myself. Um, I'm on my last 2 months as student president of no man, president of a student representative council. Um, I gave the option of having other people go to the last function, and the vote was unanimously for me to go. So it was like, okay, it's reassurance. I'm not going crazy. And then I came to a point where I looked at my studies. I was like, yeah, no, maybe I should deregister. I looked at it again and I was like, I keep introducing myself as a climatology researcher. I can't prove myself a liar. So as soon as I started moving towards that, people in the climatology department sort of started texting me random stuff, but like in social spaces, like social platforms, social media platforms. I was like, okay, maybe this is like encouragement for me to keep pushing. And as I was, mind you, this is happening on Monday, all of this. And as I was pushing towards, okay, maybe I'm being delusional. You know, Delulu could be the Solulu for everything. My manager texts me that, nah, man, I'm on leave, take over. And I was like, what? Okay, so as much as my panic is on some more responsibilities, I couldn't even handle my own. They put me in a position of crying the whole day. I see I am more capable than I think. And others do realize it, that I can do what I need to do. So that is my biggest win. Monday was my biggest win for the year so far. I hope, you keep pushing if you bump into a situation where you feel deflated. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ruzani, for sharing that. I'm glad that you shared about the breakdown because I had something similar. And I was asking myself, what the hi guys, it's only January, and we're already feeling like we've been hit by trains or other things. But this is just to show that even in this journey, as we connect, we are not alone. There are people that are going through similar things, and the world does not stop. There's good things that happen. I learned about this Delulu word from a friend of mine last year. I think it was in November. And she was like, my child would tell me, Mama, you need to keep up with my Delulu. So now we're like, Delulu, it's the Solulu for everything. It's just part of life. And I just want to read what Lena wrote. She said, good morning. Ladies, the year has been good so far. I'm in the health sector, worked throughout the holidays. I look forward to Feb so I can go on holiday and reflect. Oh, that's good. People are going on holiday in February. Thandi, would you like to come in? Tobile,
Good morning, Mulalo,
morning.
and everyone. Yes, thank you so much for me because I first joined you last week. Because I've already done my vision board, but what stood out, my highlight that had stood out from last week, what I took from you, is that when you told us about forces. Then I found that is my gap because I've been planning and having my own vision, but I was not communicating, even with the team. I was not communicating in full. I'll communicate in episodes whereby they were not able to see the whole picture. Then from what you said last week on Friday, Monday, I set up a meeting. I communicated everything and everyone was committing. Then now one of the tick that I want to share, it's like already we communicated on Monday, but today is Friday. Already we can see everyone is like, okay, on what we have planned, I've done this. Even also communicating with my family, not necessarily only on the business. I communicated with the family. So that is, that is my highlight for the year, because yes, I was planning, but I was not communicating. Then that's why there were no commitments and celebrations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing that. And I love that you spoke about the importance of communicating with your team and also sharing the bigger picture. And you have done your work in terms of goal setting, vision boarding. It's also important to take your team through that, find out what their plans are for the different areas so that you can get to encourage them. I meet with my team on Mondays, so they only come in on Mondays. And when we do that, sometimes it's just to check in to say, okay, we've said we're starting this year. Have you registered? And both of them had registered and I hadn't. And I'm like, guys, now I'll register end of the week because I was waiting for payday. And I was just like, yo, parting with like 10K for registration. But because there's other two people that have registered that are part of my team, that pressure pushes me to take that action. And now I'm like, okay, next week when we meet, it's just a matter of saying, hi guys, I've also re-registered as well. And also the study support group that we're in, it's also helping. And also the bigger picture. Doing things in bits and bits can be confusing also to the people that you're working with. But if you are sharing, it's important. I love also what you shared about it's Friday, we have things to look back on and also reflect on. I think it's something that was missing with my team. Yes, we meet on Monday and then we wait for Monday again to meet and then also do the reflection. So I'm thinking on Fridays, maybe end of the day, we'll do a check-in, find out how everyone's week has been, because it also shows people that you care for them. Yes, we are prioritizing ourselves, but as we do that, let's also prioritize our team as well. Tiani, how has it been going? How are you?
Good morning, Moraro and everyone. Wow, it's been hectic. But yeah, I know I only mentioned one goal last time, and that as much as it's how can I say it? Like, I think it's been tough, so it's been sort of difficult to check in as I would love to. January being prayers, lots of things happening, children going back to school. And also, I think when we spoke the other day, when I said, yeah, I'm on the same boat with Sylvia. My daughter needs to go to school, and we're not getting admission yet, things like that. So it's been tough, but I told myself, like yesterday, I received an email from my supervisor regarding my PhD, and he asked how far, and I haven't responded because I want to respond with something tangible. So today I'm gonna sit down and really have a look so that I can tell him exactly what is going on, so that I can also arrange a meeting with him and the co-supervisor as well to check what is it that I need to do so that I can be able to reach my goal that I will submit my thesis and graduate this year. So there was also something that I have a building project, and I realized that my own goals have to take into account other people. When it rained and when builders couldn't come, I realized that my timeline had to be readjusted. And also, when I look at the what I did now, I went and did quotations for the next 3 phases of the building project, and I took my time, did quotations, at least 3 quotations with each phase, and also 3 quotations for the labor, things like that. And when I was sitting down, I was like, okay, now it's going to help me check, based on the quality of the work, based on the finances, based on everything. Now I have a clear picture of what needs to happen, how much money I need. So for me to achieve this goal, or to make sure that the building project, whatever phase, is done by this specific time, then I need to have a look at all those things and also consider the other people who are involved in the project, because it's not only me. My goal was to finish my building project by this time, but I didn't take into consideration the builders or whatever, the finances. I just wanted it done. So, but then now I went and wrote it down after the other session. I went and wrote everything down. I got the quotations. Now it's clear. The vision is clear. So in that area, things are looking up. I still need to work on my studies. These are the only 2 areas I will share about today. The rest we'll share as we go along. But thank you so much for this session. It helps me. It pushes us. The study group, yes, it might not have been that active, especially this week, but when we started, the momentum was going. So I told myself, even last night, I said, you know what, I'm not giving up on this. So I will encourage everyone, though it feels heavy when you have to be the one encouraging, but self-motivation is also needed, and we all need each other. So I've realized how much we need other people in this journey. You can't do it on your own. And also sharing the, sorry, I didn't get your name because I'm preparing for work. I was moving around. But when you shared about the emotional breakdown, I realized that, you know what, it's good to be open about that. And it helps us to get help when needed. It also helps us to get, and the communication as well, communication with the people that are how can I that are part of your goals. So it helps so that you don't move alone. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing. And I love how you're saying that as we plan or have our own goals, we must also take into account other people. My partner was sharing during the festive, he's like, yo, I'm on leave. And people work a goal and then they come back and then they want you to do a whole project in a week. When they are on a break, you must work. Or people expect you to build a house in just a week or 2 weeks, roughly double story. And that just allowed me to stop and reflect. And as you're talking about it now, I'm like, this is the same thing about having a goal, but not being considerate about other people or taking into account even the weather because it rained for real. And sometimes we must just be able to be flexible enough on our goals and as we plan these things. Another thing that came to mind when you were sharing was around doing things in isolation. And sometimes we go very far looking for things that we already have. We were planning with the lady that I work with, and we're like, okay, must do things like this, like this, like this. And I was just thinking, okay, there is so much that we have already that we can start working from. We even have people that we can start engaging about different things. So why not start here? Because sometimes we want to go very far. Chiriro, over to you. And then after Chiriro, we'll come to Cindy to close up.
Thank you, Murado. Good morning, everyone. On my side, I've done my goals and everything, even though some goals, to be honest, they scare me. So this week didn't start so well for me. I think on Monday, I just got overwhelmed with all the responsibility that I'm responsible for: work, school. Everything just became very overwhelming. So I got into a pity party, and I'm on the 21 days fast, and I broke my fast and ate my meat and enjoyed it because I was just in my pity party. But lucky enough, on Tuesday, I got up early and I was done with pity party. And I think you spoke about it, Muraro. You know, parting ways with lots of money is not nice. I had to part ways with 14K for registration, and I'm not happy. And it's not like I had the money, but you know, the sacrifices, because I think it's understanding the goal at the end, you know, what we want to achieve. So I did my registration and all that. And, you know, some of the projects that I've started working on started to sort of like look up after Monday. And yeah, I've also been attending interviews. And yeah, I was just glad that, you know, I attended a few interviews and they were positive, even though it's not very much ideal. I think attending interview is the most straining thing ever. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to, you know, the responses and, you know, where that goes. I'm going to school next week. It's a whole summer school. I'm not looking forward to, mostly because I have to work with groups, and managing groups is very difficult. I'm just not in the mood, but I'm also trying to be very positive, you know, think positive and just have a positive attitude towards it, so I can enjoy the rest of the week. And yeah, some of the goals that I've made, I think this month, one of the things I wanted to do was to, somebody spoke about it, read books every chance I get and exercise. To be honest, I've got all these exercise machines next to me. They're also looking at me like, when are you using me? So yeah, I'm hoping that February will be a better month. I'll have the time to exercise and actually read the books that are sitting next to me as well. Yeah, but I think it's there's other roles, performing different roles and trying to be present in all these things. Sometimes for me, I think the biggest lessons, it could be overwhelming. So it's good to take a step back and just breathe, and then go back again. So that's my lesson for the week. Beside that, thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Hi, we're going to part with a lot of money this year for our goals. Thank you for sharing that, because I think sometimes we put those things out there, but we don't put in the amounts and see what is possible today, what is possible next month, what is possible in December. Someone was even sharing, would say, hey, yeah, in line with my plans for the year, this is what I'll be doing. I won't be going to, they usually go to Durban in October. She's like, I'm not going to go in October because I'm focusing on this. And I was thinking it's you. People know what they're going to be doing with their man in October. And that was also motivating. So we must be prepared for those hard moments when we part with money. Cindy, before I come to you, I think there's a chat from Toby Le. I'll just read that, and then as I finish, or from Tandy, and then as we finish, then I will hand over to you. But before getting to that, Machachi was just saying that yes, let's prioritize ourselves this year, and then Delulu is the Solulu Ruzani. And Machachi saying that she's motivated to complete her master's this year. Just listen to Diani. Machachi, with that, I would say go listen to the very first session that we did on goal setting. I'll also reshare the link to that recording, and there you will get motivated. You will re-register or register your masters today and join the group that we have where we motivate one another. And to Tandi, she's saying, good morning, everyone. Tandi here. Sorry, I was driving this is first time to join the session. I'm grateful. Need to catch up on recording on all previous sessions. My wins this year is taking time to draft my 4-year plan. However, I have not implemented yet. My win this month is being able to participate in church. In church first and spending time with God and in prayer. There's a lot that is being revealed to me and changes I need to make in my family life. Winning this week has been getting my children to school at time. Congratulations. It's the little things, eh? My work is an external auditor. It's very hectic. I wish to study masters. However, my work schedule is very hectic. Thank you very much for sharing with us. And now we know we've got an external audit amongst us. Cindy, over to you.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, with me, oh God, what can I say? 2025, it's going so smooth. Last year, my goal was to buy a brand new forklift, which I did purchase, and it was delivered yesterday, because I'm into recycling. I was able to register as well with UNISA. What again? I've registered a gym as well. Started on the 2nd, which is going so well. Unfortunately, with my 21-day prayer, I broke it. I just couldn't keep up, but I'm still doing the prayers every 3 hours. Yeah, so far I feel my 2025 it's going to be smooth, and I'm looking forward in having a second branch for recycling. So I don't have any challenges as yet, and I'm not hoping to have any. Yeah.
We love that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And with you, Muraro, like you have been, I don't know, you've been a source of push to me. Like whenever I watch whatever you're doing online, I just get motivated. Like if this woman can do this, I can do it as well. So thank you very much for all you've been doing for the public.
Thank you, Cindy. If you were listening earlier, I started with therapy last week. So if it gets tough, go to therapy. If Mulalo can do it, you can also do it.
Yes.
Congratulations. Forklift. Yeah, bibs with forklift. Guys, we are just pushing and going beyond all these things. So thank you for keeping us motivated. I think everyone has shared. Sukiswa, you were the last one. Thank you for joining us. We're just doing a reflection session today, just looking at how the year has been. So how has your year been?
Good morning, Mulalo and everyone.
Morning.
On the meeting, to school. So, with me, just taking things very slow. I've been like on the sessions, listening to everyone, setting their goals. With me, I realized that I last year had so many goals that I've set for myself, up to a point where when it was towards the end of the year and I had to reflect on what is it that I've achieved or how many goals was I able to actually tackle, I realized that there were actually a few that I lagged on. So with me this year, my goal was to actually try my best to finish off those two goals that I wasn't able to tackle for last year, and take things slow with setting goals for this year. Because I think I have been very, very hard on myself. A full-time mom, I am working, I have a permanent job. I'm also a property investor, so I have been building like properties. Like now recently I have finished, which is last week, I have finished building my two flats. That was part of the goals that I've set for last year, that I needed to actually build two flats in one of my properties. So I only managed to finish that this year. So yeah, and I felt like I have been pushing myself so hard to an extent that I didn't have time to actually relax and just take things slow. I didn't have time to do that. So this year I am gonna do that. This was actually my last project. I haven't set any goals like you guys. I'm hearing like nice stuff. You guys are saying that you are setting goals for this year. As for me, I haven't started. I won't lie. My goal was to actually finish off with the goals that I've set for last year, which I was not able to tackle. But yeah, thank you so much for this session. It's very motivating for us. And it's really nice to hear from other ladies the things that they're actually doing. It's really motivating for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for sharing. Yeah, it's a room full of achievers, like how Machache is saying. We are all inspired, and thank you for sharing this, because it also allows us to expand our thinking, our goals. We're sitting here tonight as in a 2-bedroom, but when you're saying things like this, we're like, it is possible. If Zukiswa can do it, we can also do it. You spoke about also having so many goals. I think it's not a bad thing. They are different phases in life where we can take in so much, and others where we're just saying, my goal is just to chill, finish off what I've started. And that is good. So when we're doing the goal setting session, it was more of, can we have at least just one goal for each area? And sometimes it does not even have to be things that are hectic. When we're planning for the year, when we go to July, we're like, oh, people are giving back and all and all. And now I'm like, I don't want anything physical. I'm not doing all those things. Ngiyayibona na back to school and easy, but I will pick one thing that I will do. If it's a contribution to a nonprofit, I will do that, and then I know when I get paid, khona 500 ngikhiphayo, and then it goes to this, and that is my contribution. On other things, and these. So we need to be able to choose what works for us and also where we are in life as well. Even if it's other areas where you don't have goals for it, it's fine. We're doing a goal setting with my team, and then some of us were like, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do this. And this other lady's like, why health in sharp and these. And you can see she doesn't have anything to worry about, no boom cover for some of us that want flat tummies. But it just showed me that I don't have to have everything or so many goals that I'm working on in a year. Even if it's just one thing that I'm focusing on for the year, that's good. Let me do all other things that will make sure that I achieve this particular goal. You spoke about the end of the year when you were reflecting. I've always wanted to do one of these things where the reflection is like an in-person celebration. I've got a friend of mine who does that, and every year they have those meetings, and then it's like, oh, more December or more November, we're going out, and then people come from different parts of the country. So as we continue with this, we shall see how we can fit that in and then be able to come in and celebrate together. So as we close off this, Lena is saying, thank you, ladies, for always accommodating a neighbor from across the orange. Somebody recently told me that I deserve to sit in better rooms, and I think this is one of them. Have a pleasant weekend. Thank you very much for that comment. Rosanne said she deserves better this year, and now you use that word to say better rooms. We always say as women, I did not see any gentlemen here, but these sessions are open for men as well. But let me share this. We always say that as women, we always want to have a voice. We always want to have a seat on the table, but sometimes we need to be creating those tables for ourselves. We need to be able to use our voices on the tables that we've created for ourselves. So thank you very much for reminding us that this is one of the rooms, this is one of the seats that we have a sit on, we have a voice on, and we also have the ability to influence. So thank you all, and I wish you all a beautiful week, a beautiful weekend. Take time to rest. Last weekend, I think it was Sunday. I was sleeping the whole day. I looked at my partner. I'm like, "Imnandi weekend, ne?" And he's like, "Yeah," because we intentionally do not do anything on the weekend. We literally rest. So if you can take and afford to rest, please do rest. And so that when we start off on Monday, we are relaxed. And just to share, we're meeting next week, Friday at 7 a.m. Machachi will be taking us through the session. So if anyone else is interested to be a speaker and take us through that particular session, you're most welcome to text, and then we will arrange accordingly. So we won't do much of the sharing and engaging as we're doing, but we'll give more time to Machachi to take us through that. Thank you all, and have a lovely day further. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.